You ruined our lives. Get out. That was the last thing my family said to me before they turned their backs. Not one person defended me. Not one. So I left. No explanation, no fight, just the quiet slam of a door that, in truth, had been closing for years. And a month later, when I saw 50 missed calls lighting up my phone, I knew. They finally understood what I'd done, what I'd taken with me. It hadn't always been this way. There was a time I would have bled for them. The oldest child, the dependable one, the one who carried their burdens so they could breathe easier. Bills that weren't mine, I paid. Secrets that weren't mine, I buried. Dreams that weren't mine, I abandoned. They called it love, family duty, but it was never equal. It was servitude dressed as devotion. The betrayal didn't come all at once. It started small. The way my sister would sneer that I owed her because she had kids. The way my mother dismissed my promotions, calling them luck. The way my father, behind closed doors, would remind me who really kept the family afloat. Then came the breaking point. They wanted my savings, the account I'd built for my future, a down payment for my sister's house. When I said no, their masks slipped. I wasn't family anymore. I was selfish, a parasite, a scapegoat to blame for their failures. You ruined our lives. Get out. So I did, but not before planting the seeds. I didn't scream, I didn't beg. Instead, I smiled, because I knew something they didn't. Every string they thought tied me to them was actually tied them to me. Their debts? In my name. Their safety net? My bank account. Their precious little secrets? Stored in the devices I paid for. And they never once noticed whose name sat quietly on the documents, the bills, the accounts. They believed they'd cut me loose, but I was the scaffolding holding their fragile world together. And scaffolding falls silently, until it doesn't. The first week after I left, I did nothing. I wanted them comfortable, smug in their cruelty. The second week, I started pulling threads. I canceled automatic payments, credit cards frozen, utilities transferred out of my name, insurance policies closed. I didn't touch a cent that wasn't mine. I simply removed what was never theirs to begin with. By week 3, I started forwarding things. A debt collector's letter addressed to my father, forwarded to his employer. Screenshots of my sister's cruel texts forwarded to her husband. My mother's endless messages about appearances forwarded to her church group. Truth doesn't need embellishment. It only needs light. And then I waited. The silence broke on the 4th week. First came the texts, then the calls. At first demanding, then pleading, then frantic. 50 missed calls in one day. I didn't answer a single one. I pictured them sitting together, for once united, but not against me, against the void I'd left. The unpaid bills, the fractured image, the truths they couldn't twist anymore. They wanted me gone. Now they were choking on what that actually meant. The climax came sooner than I expected. A knock at my door, sharp and desperate. I opened it to find my sister, makeup smeared, eyes wild. "You've destroyed us," she whispered. "No," I said, calm. "I just stopped saving you from yourselves." Her voice cracked. "What do you want?" I let the silence stretch, heavy and suffocating. Then I answered. Respect, boundaries, and distance. You give me that, or you lose everything else permanently. For once, she didn't argue. She just stared, finally seeing me not as the family's safety net, but as something else, a force she couldn't control. Now, weeks later, the calls have slowed. They're learning. They've had to. I don't feel guilt. I feel free. Because here's the truth they never wanted to face. I didn't ruin their lives. I just stopped carrying them. And when I walked away, I took back every piece of myself they thought belonged to them. That's why they call now. That's why they beg. Because they finally know. They never had power over me. I had it over them.